You know, it's really just so amazing to see the amount of energy and passion around compassion, and really the thoughtfulness that has gone into all of the contestants, and it's really been a difficult process to pick winners. And so while we may have the top three, that certainly doesn't imply that this was not a very close judgment. And in fact, hopefully, you know, we were talking about how emotion plays an impact, and hopefully all of our emotions were up and we were at our best state to make the decision. But there's so many good that all of us still came out of there with our emotions conflicted in some ways, because some were just so good, but we had to pick a top three. Scott, perhaps you could come up. What we're going to do is, so we're going to have the first the runner-up awards, which are two $5,000 awards. As a part of that, additionally, there's also going to be a consultation and a session with the bridge builders, who are very interested in these technologies, which is a wonderful thing. Where's Charlie? Charlie with the bridge builders there and that group, and they can give extraordinary advice on how to scale, how to look at this, and I know he's enthusiastic about this. So each of you will have that opportunity. And I would also tell all of the contestants that there is great intrigue around all the stuff you're doing, and I think many of you will be contacted, or you've probably already connected with people, which will even continue beyond this event. So Scott and I are giving this award. I'm representing CCARE, and I'm also chairman of the Dalai Lama Foundation. Scott is with the 1440 Foundation, and our runner-up is Ralph Vaca, and that's Seek Change. Ralph, come on up. And his wonderful collaborator. Thank you. Oh, wonderful. And maybe we could get a picture. Oh, there he is. So why don't we get together here? Why don't you hold this, and we will have a picture together. Or should we move to the middle?
Hand left, hand right.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. Our other runner-up was Compassion in Motion, Kasli Killam. Thank you. Down. Thank you. Let's see. For all of you late bloomers, this should serve as an embarrassment, actually. So our winner tonight, or this afternoon, is Sam Reese of Exchange. Come and get a picture with us, because we want to be with this guy because he's going to be famous.
Thank you so much.
I will tell you, this really was a difficult decision. In fact, we actually had a fight. And we did have a first aid kit. It was in a compassionate way. But in the context of that conversation, the judges, and I, as I said earlier, really have been impressed with the contestants. And I know you will be connecting with some of these individuals. And I know that that will also be very fruitful as well. So don't be surprised that that will happen. The other wonderful thing is that we're going to have a performance here right now. So where is MC Yogi? Yeah. I taught this young man everything he knows, so I want you to watch these moves. Hey, man, thanks so much. Yeah.
First, I just want to use the tools that I learned from the crystals of Crador to check everyone's emotional. Okay. Everyone's feeling all right? All right. So now I didn't prepare a PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to this is my version of a PowerPoint presentation. You ready? So we're all here together. I'm so happy to be here. Awesome. I do prefer to be wireless. So my name is MC Yogi. I just want to acknowledge all these amazing kids right here, working so hard, being the change, being the next generation. Change makers right here. It's really inspiring for me because I was kicked out of every school I ever attended, just about. My parents really struggled with me growing up. As some of you may know, I'm a hip-hop artist, I'm a poet, I'm a graffiti artist. And growing up, I really didn't know what my purpose or direction in life was. And it wasn't until I found yoga and meditation that I was able to kind of turn things around. And I feel like I'd be remiss not to mention today of all days, coming together to celebrate compassion and technology after the passing of a great political icon and a spiritual hero of mine, Nelson Mandela. So I'd just like to take a moment to just feel the weight of this passing and that the torch is being passed to us. In the legacy of Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, and so many other freedom fighters who have fought for us to have these freedoms, freedom of speech, freedom to create and innovate, we stand on their shoulders, and we wouldn't be here without them. So every once in a while, my daily practice is just to slow down and just be mindful and grateful of my ancestors and all my teachers and all the people who made it possible for me to be here, which is why I was so impressed at the end of that video game presentation to have all those names of all the people who helped out. Because there's a very popular hip-hop song on the radio right now by an MC named Drake. I don't know if you ever heard of him. But his whole song is like, yeah, it's all about me. I got here by myself. It's all about the money. Nobody else. So this is the destruction of the human spirit to have these kind of negative mantras filling our heads, especially our young people, growing up with these ill communications that it's all about the ego. It's all about the limited self. So I was fortunate enough, and I'm going to share a song with you in just a few seconds, but I was fortunate enough, and I just want to acknowledge, how many people ever heard the Beastie Boys? All right. So there was a very great MC by the name of MCA who recently passed, and MCA was a friend of the Dalai Lama's, a huge advocate for the rights of the Tibetan people, and there was a song that he put out when I was in high school, and the song was called Bodhisattva Vow. Now, how many people know what a bodhisattva is? I think there's a lot of them in here today. So a bodhisattva is someone who dedicates their life, their thoughts, their feelings, their words, their actions to being of benefit to others. Now, at the time when this song came out, I was about 14, walking around with a loaded gun in my backpack, sneaking out of the house, painting on freight trains, freeways, stealing cars with my friend, and we would drive down to the city. We must have stole the car maybe, we probably did that trip like at least a dozen times. So I was just up to no good, in the wrong place, in the wrong time, in the wrong state of mind. But when I heard that song, Bodhisattva Vow, it was like a diamond seed was planted in the field of my young subconscious. Because to hear one of my heroes, someone I grew up listening to, all of a sudden flip and start talking about spirituality and consciousness, boom, I woke up. And I didn't wake up instantly, it took time, but it was a foot in the door. That one song was enough to kind of start to steer me in another direction, which was back in. Because we gotta go in if we want to find our way out. All right, so in the spirit of Steve Jobs, this is the iPhone. And I don't have my DJ with me. I'm taking a red eye to Miami tonight to meet him. We got an event in Miami Beach tomorrow. But for now, this little phone's gonna be my DJ. And so thank you to Steve Jobs. And I wanna dedicate this to you guys. And I hope that you guys will take this and pass it on to the next wave. This is the story of Mahatma Gandhi. Mike, you can bring the track up just a little bit.
I regard myself as a soldier, though a soldier of peace.
Once upon a time, not long ago, there was a boy who would grow and become a great soul. He lived in India, and his name was Gandhi. He believed in human rights and felt so strongly that he made a vow to train himself, because he realized first he'd have to change himself. He changed his clothes, decided to walk. Some days he practiced silence and refused to talk. When he was young, he studied to be a lawyer, and then he became a great spiritual warrior. He read from the scriptures of every religion, came to the realization that we're all God's children. Because he understood we're all equal, he devoted his life to the people, a karma yogi, devoted to service. I've never been to a hip-hop show where everyone just goes like this. Come on, Stanford. Get out of your head, stand up, drop in, here we go. Sing it with me. We could be the change that we want to see in the world, just like Gandhi. We could be the change that we want to see in the world. See, Gandhi dedicated his life to the cause, even when it meant breaking unjust laws. He often faced prison and incarceration, but that only strengthened his determination. He said he would make every sacrifice, but that he would never kill or take a life. He used his heart instead of his fist, and he taught nonviolence as the way to resist. A peaceful soldier who used his mind to fight for the rights of humankind, but not just people, animals too. And his basic teaching, God is truth. He joined Muslims, Sikhs, and Hindus, Christians, Buddhists, Jains, and Jews. All the many paths that lead into the light that shines bright inside of me and you. We can be the change that we want to see in the world, just like Gandhi. We could be the change that we want to see in the world, just like Gandhi. We could be the change that we want to see in the world. We could be the change that we want to see in the world. You see, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, and it takes more strength and faith to be kind. With that in mind, Gandhi took a stand against the foreign occupation of his land. When things got violent, Gandhi would fast, not eating for days until the riots would pass. But the biggest event that made the British halt is when Gandhi G decided to harvest salt. The British Empire installed a salt tax, and stealing salt was an unlawful act. So Gandhi and his peeps took to the streets. 10,000 deep, they marched to the beach. But when they arrived, they were beaten with clubs, but they didn't fight back. Instead, they chose love. The foreign military realized they were wrong and eventually decided to go back home. You see, Gandhi G was a very great leader, but before all that, he was shy and meager. As a young child, he was just like you and me. Before he became Mahatma Gandhi, the word Mahatma, it means great soul, and it's inside of us just waiting to unfold. If you follow your heart and act real bold, next time it'll be our story that's told. We could be the change that we want to see in the world. We could be the change that we want to see in the world. We could be the change that we want to see in the world. We could be the change that we want to see in the world. Put your peace sign in the sky. Put your peace sign in the sky. Side to side, we're gonna get this party started right. Say, I know we can be the change you wanna see at Stanford, just like Gandhi. I know we can be the change you wanna see in Stanford. Compassion and technology. Much love, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Another round of applause for these young people right here.
I'm going to keep this.
Yeah, keep it.
You know, isn't it extraordinary?
Can I just stay up here with you?
Yeah, dude, you're the man.
I'll beatbox for you if you need some backup.
Here's a bodhisattva. You know, the power, not of technology, but of us to change the world is unlimited. All you have to do is believe it's possible. And as, what's her name? Who's the woman? It only takes the power of one person to have a profound effect on this world. Some of those changers are right here, and every one of us has this potential to have an impact on the world and profoundly change the way people see the world. And that's what the purpose of CCARE is. That's the purpose of this conference. Thank you so much.
Namaste.
And I cannot not acknowledge the reality that none of us also are here because of just us. All of our lives are a manifestation of others. And in the context of this conference and everything that we do at CCARE, that is a manifestation of the team who has worked so hard and supported this vision, and also of our sponsors. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank all of you. Thanks.